Honestly, it's great. It's a lot closer. It pays a lot more. I'm all about it. I'll,
Good.
oh, here we go. It works without me using. There we go. Without using the light. Nice, nice. Look at you, fresh out of the shower,
Long ass hair. No, I'm
dude.
not out of the shower. It's just gel.
Dude,
Yeah,
tell me
look at you
about it,
go. Yeah,
dude.
you got some long hair too.
Dude, we're the long locks boys.
Yeah. Mine goes like past the back of my neck and the back.
Oh,
It just
dude.
doesn't look right when it's swooped in the front or something. It's always in my eyes. So
Yeah, yeah. That's my problem with my hair. Like
I need to
sometimes.
get a headband like yours.
Oh, oh yeah, like this.
Yeah.
The boys. But yeah, dude, I know that feeling. I have hair ties all over my car, my room, my at my desk at work. I have like hair ties for days, and sometimes people would just like, "Don't you have a? Didn't you have your hair up like a few minutes ago?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I did. It's just hot. I'm putting it down."
Right?
Then I put it down. It's all over my face, and I put it back up, and I was like, "Fuck! I need to find that perfect."
Never ending battle.
Yeah, that's true. See,
Yeah.
gel is a good idea, but
Yeah, except for when it doesn't look right.
yeah,
But,
yeah, I feel that.
it doesn't matter.
All right. Oh man, how do I do the intro? It's been like a month, 2 months.
Yeah. No, it's been a long time, yeah. Well, especially since you and I have both been on.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I did it like one episode last month,
Hmm.
2 months ago. I don't know. I'm, you know, I'm a busy man now, and by busy I mean I'm always tired. I walk for
Right,
eight.
exactly.
I walk for 8 hours a day, dude. Ugh,
I know it's horrible, right?
that's great. I mean, it's horrible, but godly. It's great, but it's horrible at the same time.
Right.
All right, let's start this. Start this properly. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh wait, I'm clicking the wrong screen.
I got a bottle of Grey Goose and ice cubes. Have a drink that'll put me in the right mood. 80 proof's gonna lower my IQ. And I've been the same way since high school.
Welcome everyone. Welcome back to. I forgot my intro. Welcome back everyone to Geeks Reviews. Geeks Reborn, actually. No, is it Geeks Reloaded? Geeks Rambling?
I
I
don't
don't
even
know,
know.
dude. I have so many titles for the show. I have no idea anymore, dude. Well,
Geeks wrestling.
Geeks Wrestling. Well, GRP. Still, anyway, technical. Anyway, for tonight's guest, I have the main man himself, the Texan Nightmare, going by a new name,
New personality.
new personality.
New gimmick.
There you go, new gimmick. Speaking of which, exactly, wrestling. Dude, honestly, you're like the only guy I talk wrestling about, dude. Actually, I met the guy training me is also a wrestling
Hmm.
fan, but he's an AEW fan. So
Right.
I can't really relate. Speaking of which, let's.
So he like only watches AEW, that's it?
Yeah, well, he doesn't really watch it like religiously, like every week or but he
Right.
knows what's happening in AEW more. He doesn't really watch pay-per-views either. He just catch up with the news. Sometimes he'll watch like clips from the event. But yeah, I mean, I wish I was like that, but Raw is becoming a lot better now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
SmackDown, eh. I mean, SmackDown. It's been good, but most of my go-to storylines are in Raw, and every Friday I'm always out, so I have to.
Right. Because you're popular.
Yeah, exactly. Either going out in a bar or gaming for hours and not sleeping till the following day. But anyway, I don't even know. We've talked about it before the show started, but I don't even know when's the last time I did this. So uh, we'll see how it goes. Also, got a Roman Reigns shirt. It's
Nice.
it's really
I'm wearing my old Daniel Bryan shirt when he was actually Daniel Bryan.
Yes. It's funny because I've come across like I went to the movies. What was it? It was during the Dragon Ball movie when it came out. I went to the movies with my buddies. I was in line. I got out of the restroom and there was this guy wearing an AEW shirt. And I was like, hey man, nice shirt. I have a Roman Reigns shirt. He was like, yeah, he's doing fine. I was like, man, just take the compliment.
Even MJF calls him a stud, so you gotta give Roman his props.
Yeah, I was like, man, just take the compliment. I like your shirt. Uh-oh. Something's falling. Something's falling behind the computer, and I have no idea. There we go. Okay. Crisis averted. Not really, but it will be. There you go. Crisis averted. Anyway, the takeover. First topic, the takeover. The main topic. Triple H's takeover. It is now his playing field. What came into your mind when you found out that Triple H? This is definitely something I've been looking forward to talk to you about, like, you know, because this is
First off, I thought it was kind of shitty how Vince got forced out of his own company.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
like,
true.
I really did think it's wrong because this is wrestling. You know, people have been shitty people in wrestling since its inception.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and also I was wondering too is like why would you use company funds for hush payments when you're a billionaire? You know, like use your own money and then it won't matter. You know,
exactly.
But since you're using your company's money, you know. There's that, but then there's been so much that's changed since the beginning that it feels more like it's been a year since he's gone than just a couple months.
Yes, I agree. And it was just like what, July, when
July or like late July.
Yeah, right before SummerSlam was when Vince got booted. But yeah, I agree. It felt like it's been a long time since he's been gone.
Mm-hmm. And, all the changes are pretty good for the most part. I mean...
Your man Braun Strowman is back.
Braun's back, which means we don't have to go to the Control Your Narrative event now. So that's good.
I was about to ask. I was like, wait.
I don't want to see EC3. I'm good. I've seen enough of him on Old Impact. I've seen his stupid interviews on the internet, so...
I was about to ask. I remember when Braun came out, or the story that Braun was coming to WWE. I was like, man, does David still want to go to Control Your Narrative?
No, I'd rather go to Reality of Wrestling or some other small promotion than Control Your Narrative.
Speaking of which, I am definitely I'm down for that ROW reality of wrestling.
And they're pretty. Yeah, Reality of Wrestling, and they're pretty cheap too.
Hey,
and
it's local.
It's good to support the little guys.
Yeah.
Plus, you never know. I mean, who you're gonna see that becomes a star one day. So
true. One day, but like, oh my God, he's the guy from ROW. It's just crazy that there are so many promotions now.
Yeah, it's kind of like still the territory days, but just on a much smaller scale. Mm-hmm. So.
I mean,
but there's a lot of good wrestling and a lot of crazy shit that goes on at those promotions.
Yeah, like,
but
they gotta put butts on those seats.
Yeah, and butts in wheelchairs also. So,
true. Oh yeah, gotta
gotta
include everyone.
With all the high spots and dives and no, all the high spots and dives that they do, man.
That's true.
Some of those people are gonna be in a wheelchair. So
I think I did read at one point on Reddit. This guy, I forgot what it was. Either it was a pile driver or something, but he took it the wrong way, and he was like not dead, but he's paralyzed, neck down. I was like, that sucks.
Yeah,
so bad because
I mean that's happened to a lot of guys. It happened to Steve Austin. He's lucky wasn't paralyzed. Mm-hmm.
Who else happened?
Tyson Kidd that happened to him too. With I think the Muscle Buster was Samoa Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a cool move, but golly,
Thank God Samoa Joe looks so bad. I don't know why he's even still. He looks horrible.
He looks big.
When he came back, I thought he was blowing up like within 2 minutes.
Damn. Out out of shape. He'll get it in time. Oh,
He'd be good in the commentary booth,
oh
though.
yeah,
He
I
was
agree.
good when he was doing that for WWE
Yeah, back in what was it? Not back in when
when
he
it was
was
raining at WrestleMania
there. You go.
that
That's
one
right.
year.
WrestleMania.
hmm
Let
But
me.
then back to the Vince stuff. I mean,
Oh
there's a
yeah,
lot
that's
that's
right.
changed, with Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, which I don't.
Io
That
Shirai.
that whole yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I like what they're doing, but also too sometimes Dakota Kai is a little cringy. I don't know. She's a
From
little cringy, but then then you got Karrion Cross coming back, which was really surprising with all the shit that he'd been doing on the independent scene, and then all of a sudden he just shows back up with Starlet. That was pretty great,
mm-hmm.
and they're making him look like a
Million
million bucks with
bucks,
all of
dude.
his vignettes and everything. It's great. It's
His
it's
his upcoming feud with McIntyre. That one, I'm
yeah,
actually. He looked like a top main eventer after that assault and
and
not.
he's got hair. So
Oh, dude, I was like, that was the first thing that I thought of. I was like, man, he looks great with hair. Like, I get it. If when he had he was like a more deranged person when he had his head like shaven. I think he had a
right,
goatee, but
right.
back then he was. I was just like I don't see it. I mean, I don't like how he looks, but now it's just like I can still see the deranged person in there, but he looks more. I find it more intimidating. In the
Right.
fancy ass clothing, the hair, he looks like he has that Jekyll and Hyde personality sort of thing.
Or like a mafia boss type thing,
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he first came back, I didn't, at first, I was like, who the hell is this? Because of the hair.
Yeah.
And I had watched his interviews with like Chris Van Vliet and stuff where he had hair. But then I just like, who the hell is this? And then I see his face. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Killer Cross. Nice.
I think
And,
that was the in my opinion the best reveal other than Damage Control's reveal or
well, and
return.
Loomis
Loomis was
and
just
Dexter
funny.
Loomis. That shit's great, man.
That I kind of miss what happened. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't miss it. It's Monday. He popped out of the ring. That's right. Anyway,
Right, with the knife and cut a hole in it and everything.
dragging the
Yeah.
Miz down. That was
hmm
great. That was great. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really see Loomis wrestle much because I got into the storyline like literally at the very end. I got to the wedding, but I never really see him wrestle. I didn't get to see his
hmm
character, but all I knew was like just like that all the time.
The thumbs up guy.
Hmm.
His wrestling's pretty good. I mean, to me, he has a similar style as Killer Cross. The deranged and his finisher is a submission move, just like Killer Cross.
Oh
So,
really? Okay.
hmm
All I
so
remember, I booted up the old 2K22 just to play GMO because they added more stuff. They added tag
well, hey, and
teams.
we're gonna have the full. We're pretty much getting the roster back for that whole game.
I know slowly. It's just like some
Right?
game change, but yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I had Dexter Loomis and I gave him the title. He didn't do much.
you gave him the title.
I,
Jeez.
I gave him the title because I wanted to go against Roman, and then Roman got involved with Seth, and I'm just left with Loomis doing nothing. So I took off the title off of him again.
That's funny.
Typical WWE.
Yeah.
Don't do anyone with a new guy, takes out the title and gives it back to one of the older guys. Speaking of which, this is my question now. I feel like other than Drew, Seth, and Roman, everyone seems to be like getting, they're not jobbing. I won't say jobbing, but they're letting the newer talent shine more under Triple H's thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of, except for Theory.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, he was like a McMahon guy. He was Vince's
Yeah,
guy.
well, but I mean,
But
Triple H treated him really well down in NXT too,
I was
and
about to.
I think they're going in the direction of like some sort of character change with him, because he keeps losing and he's getting involved with Johnny again, And that's kind of what happened in NXT when they did the Way stuff. Was Theory kept losing and kept losing, and then Gargano beat him, and then he decided he needed guidance. So maybe that's what they're gonna do, is like a new version of the Way. Because that's the new rage, is like stables and shit. And that's another thing that I do like. That's another thing that I do like, is since that Triple H is taking over, the heels are helping the heels and the baby faces are helping the baby faces, like with Judgment Day helping Seth Rollins and Riddle helping the Mysterios and shit. That's like old school. Vince got away from doing that. It was like nobody was involved with anybody. It's like, we were led to believe that just everybody hated each other, and then Gargano helping Kevin Owens out, stuff like that. That's the little stuff. And then the fact that you have to literally pay attention to every second of the show because there's always shit going on in the background.
Yeah. Remember that one time I texted you, hey, what happened with the car? I didn't get it. Oh, right. It crashed. I was like, oh. Mm-hmm. And then everyone kept saying, after Raw, oh yeah, that's Dexter Lumis. He's coming in. That was him. And then there was another one. I mean, it's not as big as Dexter Lumis, but Doudrop or Nikki Ash threw her mask at
mask at Doudrop.
So we might get Nikki Cross soon back, or Doudrop is gonna. I mean, Doudrop did well, and I heard from NXT UK. So she might get. I thought she was gonna get a push in the back when she was feuding with Becky, but no, she just got sidelined to oblivion. I was impressed by her moveset.
Well, that's also where too Vince doesn't really like the bigger women. He was always all about looks and shit. And granted, you had Nia Jax for a while, and I think that's what ended up happening with Doudrop, is that she took the place of Nia Jax in Vince's eyes. Because everything she was doing is very similar to what Nia Jax was doing,
Be that big bully.
So, big bully, I can beat everyone, but then losing in weird ways, stuff like that. So we'll see how that one goes. And then, every time there's something that goes on in the background now, everybody's like, oh, it's Bray Wyatt. It's Bray Wyatt. He's coming back. It's Bray Wyatt.
Like
and I'm at the point where I want him to come back so people can just shut the hell up, he's back. Congratulations. Now what's he gonna do?
I'm just excited. I feel like he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna. If he is coming back, he's gonna do it they're gonna do it at Crown Jewel. He's gonna.
Well,
he's gonna come out. Maybe. He's gonna show up and challenge Roman for the title once again.
We'll see, because I know that this Friday there's supposed to be something happening with that QR code that they did.
Oh yeah,
it said not 9:23 at 9:23, so it's going to be something happening at 8:23 on Friday. This on SmackDown, so that's where I could see he's probably may come back this week. But I also think that if he comes back, he's going to come back with like a stable kind of.
Either that or a new character, apparently.
Well, he's going to have a new character no matter what. I mean, they killed the Fiend, so
the White Rabbit.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing too is, what if Killer Cross and Dexter Lumis are part of Wyatt's plan, right?
That'd be cool. But then again, Lumis doesn't. Well, he hasn't really done much other than literally kidnap the Miz. So no one really knows what he wants. He has given 0 interviews. 0 indications what.
Well, he's barely going to talk because when he was in NXT, the only thing he said was "I do" at the wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That was like the biggest thing. That would be awesome. I mean, that's funny. No wonder I keep getting 0 from his promos. I keep putting him on promos, but he keeps getting 0s. I was like, that's right. He doesn't talk much.
He doesn't talk.
That's
if at all.
I mean, that's a pretty cool little detail if that's what they were trying to do with the in the game. In
maybe
he doesn't really talk, and then
his promo skills like the worst in the game because he doesn't talk.
Yeah, exactly. I kept seeing 0, 1. I was like, come on. I put Seth 5, 6, 7. I was like, yeah, I can trust Seth. That's why. That's why he's my number 1 guy. But yeah.
What do you think about what they're doing with the Bloodline?
Adding Solo, or what?
Well, yeah, just that and everything else. Sammy. All that.
I like Sammy's part because there's literally you can definitely tell the tension between him and Jay, thanks to
Oh
Jay.
yeah.
But it also adds a rift between Solo and Jay apparently because Solo likes Sammy to be at his side, whereas Jay is like seems distracted and all.
Hmm.
I like that little storyline they're trying to tell. I'm excited for more. I do I do want Sammy and KO get the titles off the Usos. I feel like that'll be full circle from Sam for Sammy anyway. Just for Sammy
Right.
though. You know, saying that it was never him who was the problem. It's technically Jay who's costing whatever. But yeah.
Hmm.
Um
And then they took the North American title off of Solo last night.
so Solo is no longer champ?
Yeah, they made him relinquish it because he wasn't supposed to be in the match.
Oh, because technically he's a main roster dude.
Right, and he wasn't supposed to be in the match last week. I think it was like a fan vote, and Wes Lee was supposed to go for the North American title, and I think that something happened where Solo like beat him up or something. I don't really watch NXT too much, so
Yeah,
but I think it was something
I'm currently watching
where
AEW, but that's only because I'm interested with the main event and Chris
oh
Jericho
yeah.
versus Claudio. But other than that, I don't care about the rest. But yeah, takeovers. Of course you're a Braun Strowman guy, but out of everyone else, who was your favorite big return?
Well, Killer Cross, 100%.
Oh really? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because
was
he got fucked by Vince, man. Like he
That's
got
true.
screwed. And in
That's
every
true.
interview after he got released, he was nothing but grateful and was very professional. And I thought, to get screwed like that and to still not really have anything bad to say about the company, that takes a lot of balls.
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
for him to come back and get what he deserves, because he's
getting
a
a
great
better
character.
look.
Yeah,
Getting
and
a
his
better
character work, besides like Bray, I think his character work is some of the best. Like he gets into his character. I mean, even on Instagram, he's posting in his character,
Yeah.
and he just looks like a fucking insane killer.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
he's gonna kill you.
Mhm.
Like,
You
and the
fuck with
fact
him,
that he
he'd
has
be dead.
Scarlet back is good too. But I also like that they're not really focusing all on Scarlet. They're letting him, get over with the fans himself with Scarlet being in the background.
Yeah, they already
You
know.
know?
Scarlett can push this guy all the way over with fans, but can he really do it? I like
Right,
that.
which I think he can.
Yeah.
I think he can. A lot of people have been happy with what he's been doing.
Yeah, I like the old TikTok doomsday clock, doomsday cross stuff. I find that.
And then like
really cool.
the way that they ended the show with him choking out Drew was really cool too.
That's true. Yeah.
Because they like faded to black, and then Michael Cole was screaming, "Help him! Help him!" And it's pretty cool, pretty
Yeah.
realistic.
Straight up made him look like he's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, he's gonna kill you.
His literally his name, Killer Cross. Cross
Yeah,
him,
I also
he
wish
will
he could
kill.
keep his name Killer Cross because it
But-
fits him more than Carry On. But
That's true.
everybody that knows wrestling knows his real name, Killer Cross.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you ever have a chance, watching his stuff in Impact, because he was in Impact for not very long,
Oh yeah, that's what I
but
heard.
his stuff
too.
in Impact is really good. I mean, very, very good.
What you think about Killer Cross being the White Rabbit because of his Lucha? Was it Lucha or was it Triple?
It was Lucha Underground. It was Lucha. I think it was Lucha Underground AAA, and I think he was known even in Impact as kind of the White Rabbit
Ah,
because he was worked with Johnny Elite and was like his bodyguard. So that's where I think it.
Johnny Elite.
It could. Yeah,
Morrison.
Morrison. Yeah,
I was like, who's
he
Johnny
was.
Elite?
Cross was Morrison's bodyguard for a
Okay.
while. Anyways, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think that it's more of a red herring with Cross that they're trying to make you think it's going to be him, but it's not going to be him.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's going to be a stable with him in it, or it's going to be Bray and Killer Cross, something like that. Because their two gimmicks would work really well, especially if Bray is going to change his gimmick and change who he is, which obviously he's going to. they could work really well together. You know, their characters mesh. So, but he was known as the White Rabbit. If it turns out he's the White Rabbit, I won't be pissed, but I'll be like, why did y'all even have him come back the way he did in the first place when you were just going to repackage him as the White Rabbit? You know?
Yeah, that's true. And then just like give that time, like from the return all the way to the repackaging. Yeah, that's why I don't think it will be Killer Cross. I do like.
I think it
that
could involve him, but
it
I don't
could,
know if it's
but
not going to be him.
I don't think it will be straight up about him. But
Right.
moving on from the Titan Towers, we're going to the island known as AEW.
Oh boy.
So who do you think is right? Who are you siding it with? The Elite or Mr. CM Punk?
I don't think I could ever really side with CM Punk on anything.
Fair.
So I'm with the Elite. The only problem I have is that, you know, after All Out, they should have let him cool down a little bit. But the jackass literally said, "If you have a problem, come talk to me."
Yeah.
So they're going to talk to him,
Yeah.
and they brought the legal chick with them too. So obviously, in my opinion, if they're bringing the legal representation with them, they would be stupid to try to start a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, him and Ace Steel are the ones who started it. I mean, I'm not back there, but that's just what I get from it. And Tony Khan, dude, just sitting there letting CM Punk run your company down. Like, why aren't you gonna? You gotta say something, you know? Like, he looked fucking like, I watched it with Olivia, and even Olivia was like, he looks so uncomfortable. Like, look at his face.
Yes.
Like, why is he not saying anything? And that's like, if somebody said some shit like that, man, I'd be like, dude, you can get the fuck out of here, and I'm keeping the title. Like, you can go.
Dude.
You know, I know he's made money, but the Bucks and Kenny, Cody, if it wasn't for them, then there wouldn't be an AEW.
Exactly. Dude, when you mentioned the interview, I was just looking every time, the whole entire video, I was just looking at Khan. I was just looking at the big TK, and he was just like,
yeah, and every time Punk said something, you could see on his face, like, oh man, like, but if you didn't want him to do that, you should have told him, hey, can you stop? You know, Vince McMahon wouldn't have taken that shit.
oh, dude, Vince.
You know, Triple H wouldn't have taken that shit. And see, and the thing is too, is that if he's, and also too, if it is real, he would be smart to make it into a work. But now, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
That's what I was saying.
You know,
turn Punk heel, perfect timing. It will work. It will look like it's actually straight up work. But no, they're suspended.
Well, yeah, and then supposedly Punk is hurt. You know, and some people are like, oh, well, and some people are always like, saying that the media scrum was done on purpose for him to be quote unquote suspended because they already knew he was hurt.
Yeah.
But there's no way, because the media scrum started like 10 minutes after the main event finished.
Mm-hmm.
So how would they even know that he's going to be out for a year at that point? You know, they didn't know. And that's what I get tired of. Like, whenever it comes to AEW online, everything's a work, right? Everything's a work. Nobody believes anything. They think everything is just Tony Khan is such a creative genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when the same shit happens in WWE, they want to crucify everybody there, you know? And it's like, you can't.
Standard.
Yeah, you can't have the double standards. And then I have the AEW fans saying, "Oh well, I never see AEW fans talking down on WWE and blah blah blah." It's like, are you fucking blind,
dude? Every time I watch like an AEW clip, for some reason WWE has to be mentioned. It doesn't matter if it's a promo or the comments or commentary. It's always mentioned. And I'm just like, dude, I get it. If you work for WWE before, go ahead. Chris Jericho, go ahead. Bryan Danielson, go ahead. Jon Moxley, go ahead. But if you're like, who's that rapper Max Caster?
Max Caster.
If you haven't worked for WWE, why are you rapping about WWE? Why are you mentioning?
Well, and then I don't.
It's like, I was like, it's like you're bad mouthing you're bad mouthing someone because you heard from another dude that they're not a good guy. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. If you need,
But yeah,
need that heat or trying to get over with fans, go ahead, I guess. If you really needed that.
yeah, but that just shows to me that you have no talent, that you can't get over with the fans without saying some shit about the other company.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's true.
like, and also too, you could make it a little bit less obvious that you're talking about WWE. If you have any sense of like comedy or you have any good promo skill, you can find a way to inadvertently mention WWE like they do with AEW and their little, like the other night or right after the media scrum, KO was talking about how Theory's the most delusional person in the industry. That was a low kick to AEW and to CM Punk. But if you're not a wrestling fan, you don't know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the type of stuff that gets you over with the fans, is the little snide comments that don't actually mention the company. And that's what WWE does all the time. They've only mentioned AEW by name a few times, and those were like Sami Zayn going off the hip. You can even ask me about AEW. That got a huge pop.
Yeah, and Kurt Angle saying, "Oh yeah, I heard AEW is hiring right now."
No, I heard TNA is hiring.
Oh, was it TNA? Oh, I mixed that
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, no, they very rarely mention the promotions by their name. So, true. And then another thing the thing about Tony Khan too, man, is that dude, he's a spoiled little bitch, okay? Like, I'm just going to be straight up, okay? He grew up with all buku bucks, has never had to pay for anything in his entire life, and then he wants to go on the camera in the media scrum and say, "Oh, I'm not going to take this shit. I've got more money than them and than everybody." And it's like, okay, if you had all that money, then why are you like still struggling to be relevant? If you really had all that money, why are people leaving your ass left and right? Why does Malachi Black want to go home?
Oh.
Why did Cody leave? Why is all this stuff starting to happen? Why did CM Punk rip your company a new ass on the fucking YouTube
live,
where everybody can see?
Yeah,
while eating muffins.
Unprovoked
It just
too.
and then I saw unprovoked. Yeah, straight up just starts talking about Colt Cabana. You know, and it's amazing to me that Colt Cabana has so much pull in the wrestling industry. I know he was like one of the first guys to start the podcasting and shit, but God, wrestlers treat that guy like he is a god. Mm-hmm. So, I don't. And then I think CM Punk did him dirty with that whole lawsuit too, because he went on his podcast and talked shit about WWE and defamed them, and in turn brought Scott Cold into the whole mess to begin with. It's not like CM Punk went out on his own and talked shit about WWE and got sued by himself.
No.
He used Colt Cabana as a platform and then decided to not pay his legal fees for whatever reason. So, but Tony Khan, man, every time... Yeah, and then Tony Khan, every time he talks, man, he's always shilling his product too. Tune in this Wednesday in AEW Dynamite for this, and this. And no matter what he's asked, I know he's a promoter, but no matter what question he's asked, he always throws in that shilling of his company, and I don't like that. You never saw Vince McMahon doing that in his interviews. If people asked, he would go. But you watch him and Pat McAfee, he's never saying, "Oh, Pat McAfee's the one who brings up the stupendous WrestleMania." He didn't even bring that shit up. Mm-hmm. He's just having an interview. Mm-hmm. So,
R.I.P. McAfee, no longer in SmackDown. Gonna miss.
Yeah, which is sad, but I'm sure College Game Day is paying him an extreme amount of money.
Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, that's a big thing for him too. Yeah, and
and something. Speaking of that, this is something I thought about. And of course, just because I'm like Cody's boyfriend, but they should have brought him in for commentary on SmackDown. With McAfee gone, Cody would do great in fucking commentary.
True.
Or somebody, or bring Mauro Ranallo back or whatever. I like Corey Graves, but having him on both shows, man, he's gonna get it's gonna get tired real quick.
I got tired last week.
Yeah.
I was just watching SmackDown, and all I hear was Corey. I was like, I'm muting this shit. Monday too, I was like, if only you see, I like you with Byron, but now with Cole, man,
No. And sometimes even with Byron, it gets
Yeah,
old, right? Because he's always throwing jabs at him, and he's not even talking about the match. He's just worried about talking shit to Byron.
either Byron or Jimmy, or barely Jimmy, but still with Jimmy.
Barely Jimmy, because Jimmy's supposed to be the neutral guy between the two, you
Yeah,
know?
always is throwing shade at the faces. I was like, dude, come on, man, this just. And he is
And
always yelling. He's always yelling.
yeah,
And I was
always
like,
yelling, yep.
I mean, Cole would yell if something big happened. Corey,
Hmm.
every time he opened
But then
his
some people
mouth.
would say, too, that Pat McAfee was always yelling, too. And he was
At
always
first.
taking things to the extreme, too.
At first.
You know, jumping on the table with his over linguistics of SmackDown and shit, you know. Like, just say the word. You don't have to, you know, enunciate Don every time, you know. Like, I don't know. I like Pat McAfee, but he was, to me, starting to get a little on my nerves because he doesn't have that nuance. You know, he's always the same guy every time. And I kind of like a little nuance with commentary. And that's another thing I want to talk about is AEW's commentary has gotten horrible. It seems like none of those guys even want to be there anymore.
Damn. I know.
Like Taz and Excalibur. The only one is Shivani, but Shivani all the time looks like he's pissed off and sounds pissed off all the time. JR sounds like he's about to keel over at any moment,
Dude,
you know?
I every time I, like, what was it? I think it was All Out. No, he wasn't on All Out, was he? He was one of. I watched one of the AEWs, and I was just like, is that JR? I think he's just trying to read whatever it is given to him at this point, make it sound authentic enough where it sounds like it's still him, but at the same time it's no longer him. That guy could probably, and like you said, Excalibur doesn't. You know, I was just like, I don't like Excalibur's commentary. Taz is okay, but because he was a commentator in SmackDown back then.
Well, but the thing with Taz is it's similar to JR in that, like, he seems to, like, have lost a step. And especially with AEW Dark and shit, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they'd be better off just not even doing commentary for the Dark and Elevation shit and Rampage because they're happening after Dynamite. And that's something else that they need to do is, like, they're always... They do, like, 8 hours of tapings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they make fans stay after Dynamite to film Rampage and all that shit. And it's like, you know, you wonder why WWE fans used to get pissed off. It's because they had to sit there for 6 hours, you know? And it's just not a good... I mean, I know it's good for the wrestlers because then they can go home and they only have to be at work like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
But... I don't know. It just affects the broadcast for me because the commentators get tired. You can tell they're tired. You can tell the fans are tired.
Oh, dude.
You know, that damn last pay-per-view, my God, dude. I thought it was never going to end. 15 matches on a card, you know?
Really?
Like, why? Yeah, the All Out that we watched where before the media scrum. You know, that pay-per-view lasted forever. Yeah, you know I watched the second half.
I only watched the ladder match. Who else was there? The CM Punk versus
Moxley.
And all because I wanted to see who the Joker was.
Right, even though we already pretty much knew who it was going to be.
I just want a confirmation that it was MJ.
Right. And, yeah, but I think I hit you up for that like halfway through the show, and I watched the Danielson and Jericho match, which was ass, absolutely horrible. I thought it was terrible. I don't even remember it. That one was so bad, and the way it ended was so scrummy, like with a little back elbow, the Judas effect, and then, you know,
right. I was like, man, I think that's how I reacted to the Judas effect. Man, really, the Judas effect?
And Jericho is starting to look pretty old out there. He's you know, he can still keep up, but he's slowing down a lot.
I'm surprised he decided to use the Lionheart gimmick again. I feel like,
and those pants didn't fit him either. He was constantly having to pull his pants up the whole fucking match.
I feel like his whatever style he is wrestling now was so much better to watch than his Lionheart.
Well, yeah, and he's too old to do the Lionheart shit. Like, I love Chris Jericho. But all the flips and kicks and shit, like he's too old for that. So he
Stick
needs
to like
to.
a more grounded.
Well, and even then, like in the all out match, I noticed that a lot of the time was spent on the mat. And I know that, Brian is pretty much like a technical type wrestler, but that match was horrible. I had a tough time watching the second half all out, getting into Moxley and Punk.
Oh,
And
dude,
then,
that one I was in and out on that one. I was just like, I guess. What is
yeah, I mean, I've been trying. Like I've told you, I try to watch AEW as much as I can, and I just can't. I just watch it to know what's going on because I can't get into it the way like WWE for me. Not everybody, but it suspends my disbelief, and I get to spend a few hours just watching wrestling and enjoying it. But with AEW, they try to make it too realistic, and then when you're watching it, and it's not, and it's like the least realistic wrestling promotion there is. I mean, I think Impact is better than AEW, and people don't even watch Impact for whatever reason. You can pay $1 a month and watch it on YouTube for free, and like they have good shows, and like Josh Alexander's fucking nails. Sami Callihan is much better of a hardcore wrestler than Moxley. The women, they treat the women like
that's what I heard.
Like great, like Jordan Grace is awesome. There's a lot of Mickey James. They treat the women really well. AEW, they basically put Jade Cargill and DMD on TV, and that's it. And then Tony Storm.
Britt Baker is on the title match again.
Yeah, but I like Britt Baker. I think she's AEW Charlotte, where she's just so good that there's nothing you can do. You have to put her on TV because if you don't, there's a giant hole, But she's good, but the rest of them Thunder Rosa wasn't really that great. I don't understand Tony Storm's thing. I don't think she's that great. So, but then again, I don't like Sasha Banks and most people like her. So, my opinion doesn't matter.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. What is this trailer? Yeah, I'm trying to watch AEW just for the title match, I guess.
Well, you got a couple hours to go.
I'm a Bryan Danielson, and it's funny because I used to not understand his style, or I never really appreciated it. And then after, not after he left, but a little bit before, like during the WrestleMania match with Edge and Roman, that's when I was like, okay, I can definitely be will be willing to watch him. And it's funny because the time when I went to Dynamite live was also the same night for Rampage. On Rampage, Danielson was gonna perform, and
he didn't
get injured. I'm not sure if it's work or shoot, but I left. Like you said earlier, my buddy was falling asleep because they're not wrestling fans. I don't know why I'm pointing, but they weren't wrestling fans. I was, so I was like really into it. I was with the crowd, just having fun. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I have work in the following morning. My work is an hour long. I need to go home now. So I was just like, gonna miss Bryan Danielson. God damn it. Of all people I came to the show for, he is the main event for a 1 hour show. I'm good. I can just...
That was the episode where he walked down the ramp and got his leg caught between the
that's
ramp
why I was like
ring, right?
injured. Work or shoot, I don't really know.
I think that he actually did get injured because then he wasn't on TV for a while after that. For a month or two.
Yeah.
I think it was like a freak accident where he sprained an ankle or broke it or some shit, And another reason why I like Bryan too is he's also developed a safer wrestling style for people, And a lot of guys who you never thought would be able to come back have been able to come back, like Christian and Edge, and they wrestle very similar styles to Danielson. And that's one thing that I do like about him, especially. I like the way he works. I think his character work in WWE was pretty good.
I like
Except
his
for
look
the
too.
13-second loss to Sheamus at WrestleMania. That was
Hi
kind of
man,
bad.
wasn't there like, yeah, oh MJF was on. Sorry,
Oh,
AEW.
darn.
Oh
We
no,
missed MJF.
it's okay. He's always on the show. Tony Khan.
Well, yeah, and they'll put, that's what Tony Khan does, is he'll put the shit up 5 seconds after it happens on Twitter, so you really don't even have to watch it.
Tony Khan cocks himself for MJF and CM Punk.
Dude, and that's another thing, too, is like,
That
the
little-
pay-per-views, WWE doesn't really post the finishes of stuff on Twitter that quick.
Sometimes.
But literally right after All Out, they were posting shit on Twitter 5 minutes after All Out, like videos of the
Damn.
finishes and stuff. So why do you even have to pay, $50 for the damn pay-per-view,
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. The business, just the way they do it is just weird. It's like Tony Khan's personal WWE Universe mode on the video game, you know?
Yeah, the only time I've ever bought an AEW pay-per-view was what was it, Double or Nothing? When
Was it one of
when Hangman versus Punk? That was
I think it was Double or Nothing.
It was Double or Nothing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that
the
one.
one where Punk got hurt the first time, right?
Yeah, because he kept doing the springboard
The
lariat.
jump into the crowd. Or the jump into the crowd.
Oh, was
That's
it
when
that
Punk hurt his leg or his foot as he broke his jumping into the
yes.
crowd.
And he hit the barricade
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, I was
Like, dude, you need to drink some milk, bro. What the fuck are you doing?
my guy is definitely showing his age.
Yeah, and for someone who is supposedly straight edge, he sure looks like shit for his age too.
Even AJ
Just throwing that one out there.
AJ Lee
AJ looks fucking great, dude. He
Yeah.
doesn't even look like he's in his 40s. Look at Finn Balor, dude. He looks like he's 25.
Dude,
You know?
when I found out Finn Balor was like 40 something years old, I was like, no way. He's definitely
That's a
at
mind
the
fuck.
minimum of 36. I don't
Mhm.
accept anything above 40.
Right?
And
It's
he
crazy.
performs so well.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad he doesn't have
Yep.
the championship around his waist yet.
No, he won it once and then got hurt, so he's got his
Literally
legacy.
within 24 hours, I wanna reign. Also, where am I coming? Come on, come back to me. No, I should have turned off.
Huh.
All right.
Oh my gosh, it looks hilarious when
I'm-
you go back.
There you
like
go.
that.
There you go. I was gonna say I'm
There
gonna
you
be
go.
blurry for the rest of this episode. But yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. Anyway, what else to talk about wrestling wise? I don't remember what I put down on the list or the topics that I.
Here's
yes.
one for you. Who's going to take down Roman Reigns?
Sheamus. Just kidding. I really want. I like the idea that I read online. It looks like it's plausible, but it looks so. It sounds so corny. But Triple H demanding the title from Reigns, and then putting and just giving it to either having a tournament or giving it to someone on Raw. But all I'm saying, if they're gonna give it to someone, they give it to Seth, and then have Cody win Rumble to go for Seth, and that will be the full circle of Cody versus Seth. You know,
Right.
Mania title match, a big feud. I think that will be a solid kicker.
You think The Rock comes back?
I do want to see Rock versus Roman, but not for the title. I'm
See,
good
the thing
without
is
the title.
I was thinking about it, is that, they could do it. But see, the thing is wrestling fans are too smart these days. So I was thinking, they could do like what you said, like take one of the titles off of Roman, or just have him go in a match against somebody, and it's just for one of the titles, and have
Yeah.
them somehow win.
No.
Like Seth take it off of him or something like that.
No, but they
then you could-
want to protect him from getting pinned, which is
Okay, you can do a three-way, fatal four-way, some
that's
shit
why
like that.
everyone's saying about Killer Cross.
Mhm.
get inserted
That's what they're saying for
against-
Castle, the Clash of the Castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
See,
was
and that's the
original.
thing too, is that was a really good opportunity to take it off of Roman, is Clash of the Castle,
Exactly.
but I'm not the biggest fan of Drew. I think he's very bland as a face, and the sword needs to fucking go. Okay,
Everyone wants to. Oh, wait, isn't
the
the
sword
sword
needs to
go?
go.
I thought they.
No,
I mean, like after Clash, didn't they take it off? Or is it still
no.
back?
I think the last match he had on SmackDown, he brought that damn thing out again.
I just want the one where he was with Dolph, whatever character he was at the time.
The Scottish psychopath.
But as a face. But at the
He would just be a good tweener, is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
You know, and
He's good at the mic, in my opinion. Great at the ring. I mean, of
his
course,
delivery is a little weird. His delivery is a little
Yeah,
weird,
yeah, yeah.
but he's better than most on the mic. I mean, obviously, but I don't. Eventually, you have to have Cody take the title off of Roman because
Exactly.
it's perfect because you've got one bloodline against the other bloodline.
Hey,
You
that could
know,
be a good idea, a good storyline, bloodline versus
yeah,
bloodline. But
and that's what it is. But then you'd have Cody recruit, like Gargano and Owens, all the other really over good guys to go and like do like a 4-on-4 type match, or like I told you, the Bucks and Omega show up, and it's the Elite versus the Bloodline. Are you kidding me?
biggest
Like you would
draw
sell
right there.
that would be for the IWC and for actual fans.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
IWC sometimes I don't think they're actual fans because they just bitch and moan about everything.
Yeah,
But the Elite, I've never been a big fan of the Elite, but the Elite versus the Bloodline would be fucking
I was
awesome.
about to say I'm not even familiar much towards and I've told you in the text messages I'm not a big Young Bucks fan. I don't really think they're
Right.
impressive, but I'm okay with Omega. I liked his style, but at the same time, like you said, Elite versus Bloodline, money,
Money.
money,
Like
money, money,
money.
money, 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 a lot of money.
And then, it just, and they match up well together, I think. I mean, I think Cody and Roman match up well. Kenny would go probably more like against Solo, which they match up pretty well. And then, of course, the Usos and the Bucks match up well. It would be like who is really the best tag team ever type thing, or
But
who's the best tag team right now.
I feel like they're still gonna give it over to the Bloodline because it's literally AEW at that point versus WWE.
Or would they?
True, it's not.
Look at all the
Vince.
pomp and circumstance they gave Cody.
That's
I mean,
true.
and then I read too that he sold, John Cena level numbers of merch that weekend. That's
For
the
sure.
one thing I do worry about with. That's one thing I do worry about with Cody is the fact that since Vince left, is Triple H still gonna push him?
I hope so.
But
I mean,
he would be stupid not to,
I
especially
was
after the pick.
that, and then the fact that he worked with his dad for over NXT. They
Mhm.
were NXT OG NXT
Right.
people. So I think our man Trips will give a fair push to Cody. Because look at Roman. Triple H could at any moment be like, "All right, your reign is done. You're gonna drop the belt." Anytime from since he took over all the way now, he could have planned it. Maybe, if not Clash, maybe he could have either Survivor Series or by Rumble, drop it. Boom. Give Roman his rest. Like
Mhm.
give him that a couple of months worth of rest, in my opinion, and then come back. Throw a promo. Rock comes in. Boom. There we go.
See, and that's a lot of money too. Is Rock
Yeah.
versus Roman is a shit ton of money too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. What I was thinking
but
actually at one point, like this, I thought about this like last year or like sometime last year, Imperium versus the Bloodline, which is
Mhm.
something it looks like they're going for, but they're
Mhm.
using the Brawling Brutes for now.
Well, yeah, and they still would have to bring back the fourth member of Imperium also,
That's true. Who was it? Alexander Wolf,
Alexander Wolf, and he's tag teaming on the Indies with Eric Young.
Eric Young. Don't know any of these names. I'm an old school man.
Eric Young was the leader of Sanity in NXT, and he was also
Oh.
he's been a TNA guy most of his career. I'm not a fan, but
Yeah, but yeah, like Imperium. Well, now that you mentioned Cody, well, my original idea is the Bloodline versus WWE,
Mhm.
led by the Ring General. That's my best impression.
That's not bad, actually.
Thank you. I watch a lot of Ludwig Kaiser videos.
Ludwig
Ludwig.
Kaiser.
But yeah.
You got to throw the German all in there. You got to throw respect to the German heritage, okay?
Anyway, I like saying, and sometimes I say it in
Hey.
my head. It's so fun. Especially,
You're not bad at
yeah.
it. It works.
But WWE led by Gunther. Well, Walter Gunther, whatever. Take your pick.
Gunther. It fits better. I like
Honestly,
Gunther better.
With his current look, yeah, Gunther. When he was like big, Walter, yeah. Hey man, Walter's coming after you. What?
Well, but the thing is, though, is
He's
like
like a
besides
big-
Walter White, what badass have you ever met's name is Walter? Well, every Walter is some like 40-year-old white guy with New Balance shoes on. You know?
Walter now. I mean, hey, who's another Walter that you know that's badass? The wrestler named Walter. Have you heard his chops? You can hear it across the entire arena. But yeah, I agree. Gunther, I was a fan of Walter before Gunther, but as a wrestler, but I do agree that Gunther fits so well and still has that so that Ludwig can still say it easily.
Well, and it sounds a little bit better when he does the whole German shtick too. Gunther,
Yeah.
just sounds better than Walter. It doesn't work.
And then they have-
Walter, like no.
honestly, when they brought in Imperium and Clash, I was like, who? What? Imperium? What the fuck?
Hmm.
Honestly, I've always, I don't watch much NXT UK or Walter, but when I first saw that Takeover 36 with Ilya Dragunov for the title, that was the time I became a Walter.
That was a great match.
That was a great match.
That's like the only NXT UK match I've ever watched.
Same. Same.
Sorry, guys, but
You guys in UK?
those are-
Oh, my
Yeah.
nose bleeding. Whoop. Hold on. Pausing in 3, 2, 1, and we're back. I had a quick nosebleed. That was bad. But yeah, like I said, seasonal. It's always summer.
no, you got punched in the face. Don't lie.
Yeah, I was in a wrestling match. I jumped the fence.
No, Roman Reigns just walked right through your door and punched you in the face and left.
I was thinking like that one commercial for their mobile card game. Like they broke through the wall and he just said,
Oh,
"I'm
yeah.
the head of the table."
Yeah,
He just
that's
punched
what
me
he
in the
did.
face.
Just like the Kool-Aid man.
With the
Jeez.
bloodline going like, yeah,
Yeah.
oos,
We the
yeah,
ones.
we the ones, oos. Except no Sammy, unfortunately. But yeah, Roman Superman punched me on my nose, kind of nosebleed real quick, and like a few days ago, of course. I'm okay now. But,
Good to hear. I'm glad you're okay.
But anyway, man, my memory's shot. What were we talking about? That was like less than 5 minutes too. What were we talking about?
Gunther and the
Oh, yeah,
Imperium.
Imperium. Going back to your idea about Cody taking charge against Roman, I think that would work too. Because he's there for
Yeah.
the title. Roman has a title, and he wants to take that and bring it back, or pretty much get it for his family.
His family. And then if you really want to get creative, you have Cody go over Roman, and then here comes Theory.
Oh,
And that's how a bitch cashes in. You want to talk about you would make a new star. You would get more sympathy for Cody, and you would make Austin Theory like literally the most hated man on the fucking planet.
And it doesn't even matter if it's on Roman or Cody. Well,
No,
Cody
I
will
think-
have a bigger effect, yeah, but
Yeah.
he'll get massive heat from either one.
Hmm.
Cashing.
But I
in
think
that
that he
big.
probably wouldn't get as much heat as you would think by taking it off for Roman, because
Everyone already.
the way I
expects
kind of look at it is Cody kind of caters to all demographics. He can be kids like him, adults like him, especially after the Peck thing is when he really put himself over as probably the biggest baby face in wrestling right now. So Roman is catering more towards our demographic, right?
Yeah.
Like the kids don't really like Roman.
Yeah,
They're
he's the bad guy to them.
the bad guy, But that's where if you take it off of Cody, everybody's going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, the grandparents,
Definitely.
the grandparents especially because of Dusty. That's Dusty's boy. Oh, you're screwing over Dusty's boy.
Yes.
So
And the fact that Dusty never won a championship on.
no, he never won the NWA Heavyweight Championship, which was the big one back then. And the one time he was gonna win, it was by like count out, and so he didn't actually get the belt.
Damn.
Yeah, and they did a whole thing where the referee gave him the belt, and he started crying and everything, and then they said, "Oh, wait a minute, because it's a count out, you don't get the belt." Whoever it was he was facing, I think it was Flair. Yeah, I think it was Flair. Flair keeps the belt, and that just pissed everybody off.
Typical Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah.
But,
And that son of a bitch, I can't believe he even did that last match of his, man.
I didn't even want to watch it. I
didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
I just know he passed out twice during it.
Yeah, I read that too. I was in and out. I forget what it was after SummerSlam. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Or it was that same weekend.
Yeah, literally the same weekend. It was the day after SummerSlam. I forgot what was happening at the same time, but I know I was like flipping through channels because oh no, I was having internet problems. That's why I can't watch it without my video buffering. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not watching it anymore. But it was cool. You see Ric Flair. I mean, you see Mick Foley. You see Taker. I think Brett was there too.
Killer Cross was there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. But he wasn't in the camera because the legend
right.
was over.
It was like, it was a lot of legends were there, and Taker looked like he did not want to be there in most pictures.
True, but then again, he had a show there. He has that one Undead Man show.
Yeah,
I like that. That was pretty cool. It sucks that they didn't. They had one Mania.
From what I've read, is that he does the same exact thing he did at the Hall of Fame speech.
I mean, it makes sense. Like for those people who missed it, can't.
Yeah, but are you gonna really pay for that when you can just go watch it on Peacock?
True. I have Peacock. Yeah, that's true. Though I cried during that speech, man.
Yeah, I had to hold back tears.
Oh, I did. I was bawling. I was like, "This is my man."
Well, I was hella emotional because the next day is when you were already in Dallas, and the next day is when we were leaving, and I'm like, I'm on a high of like, holy shit, I get to go to WrestleMania, And so that's probably the only reason why I didn't cry. If it had just been a normal day and like I didn't have anything to look forward to, I probably would have cried. But I was welling up, and Olivia was falling asleep, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold the tears in. So,
for me,
but that was a very
at 4 a.m. It was 4 a.m. when I finally watched it, and I was like, my man is saying goodbye. I was crying on my friend's bed.
Yeah,
they don't watch this, so it's okay. So I can say that.
But, it was tough to watch.
Yeah, it was and literally the end of an era right there.
Oh yeah, fuck. I mean, even if there was no Attitude Era or New Generation, anything, it was Taker's era. So he had his own era.
Speaking of which, I'm going as Taker for Halloween.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just need to buy.
I'm not a Halloween guy. I don't really care for Halloween.
I just need a fake beard. I don't
You
know.
can't grow a beard?
Nah, dude, this is the best you can. You see whatever's going on my little peach fuzz right there.
Your Filipino mustache?
That's all I can do, man. That's the best I can do.
I had a full ass beard up until last Saturday, and I shaved it all off.
I was about to say, it looks like you just shaved it off too, and it looks like it's already going.
Yeah, and I ran out of shaving cream after like the first or second push through, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I ain't gonna go to the grocery store with a half shaven beard, so I just powered through it with some soap. It took me like an hour and a half.
I was about to say shampoo, baby.
Shampoo, yeah, but I have color shampoo for my hair, so I didn't really want the color to like stain my skin or anything like that. So
fair.
I just used soap and water.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was I can see you being the Undertaker.
But instead of
You got to get the
taker,
eyeliner. The
the
eyeliner.
two, I can do the eyes already, so that's easy. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And then
yeah,
you can get like the fake tattoo turtleneck or whatever, so you have tattoos
Sarah,
everywhere. Yeah,
just put
yeah.
Sarah on.
Well, but now it's covered up,
Yeah,
so
just put a line
yeah.
through.
Shit, just go to the tattoo parlor and get BSK tattooed on your stomach, and then maybe Taker will like it on Facebook or Instagram
A
or
full
something.
on arm sleeve.
Yeah, right. Like I want you to give me the Taker special, all of Taker's tattoos. Give them to me.
You see, Undertaker. Yeah, give me all of these tattoos. You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can take 24 hours.
Even the Sarah on the neck. And
yeah,
then
and then cover it up.
And then cover
Yeah.
it. Give me the Sarah
That's
first,
funny.
and then cover it up. We're like, why can I not just? No. It has to be authentic.
Right.
But
And I have to take a picture with the Sarah tattoo first, and then have it covered up.
But yeah, I was gonna say instead of Taker, it's gonna be the Underfaker, because I'm nowhere near as tall as Taker, bro. There's no shot, dude. I'm probably half of Taker. He's probably as tall as my fucking boss.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, he's tall as shit, man. 6'8" to 6'10". I mean, they always embellish the heights a little bit, but
I want to say at least
he's
definitely 6'8".
6'8".
6'8".
Yeah,
But yeah, dude,
6'8" and up.
There you go, 6'8" and up. But yeah, speaking of well, technically we are still talking about wrestling. Royal Rumble. Cannot wait, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if my
The Alamo Dome's a pretty shitty pretty shitty stadium, but
I mean, it's a stadium.
it'll be fun.
We're gonna.
And I mean,
we're gonna scream our
it'll be
heads
nice.
off. I'm gonna be high, like
I'm gonna get sick again.
Like in Mania.
I don't want to get high like that again, dude. That was so scary. And the second night, fuck, dude. I thought.
The first.
I don't know why I thought the world was ending.
First night, my wallet was dying. He was like, "You spent how much on food? Not including."
Yeah, you
beer?
spent more on us, and we had 2 people.
Yeah, dude. I spent $100, and guess what? I ate every single one. I ate all of it. I kept going back to the concession. 1 beer, please. All right, thank you. 1 beer, please. All right, thank you. I think I had
you were feeling it. Yeah.
I was gone, bro.
I could tell when we were waiting for the Uber. I'm like, holy shit, he is fucked up.
I wasn't drunk.
You were like, I'm not drunk, and then I'm like watching you, and you're like swaying. You're just standing there, but you were waving back and forth, then like.
Honestly, that's just me. Even if I'm not stoned or drunk, I just swing back and forth,
Okay.
left and right. No, it's fine. But no,
Yeah, we'll let you have it.
I wasn't drunk, but I was high. I can definitely say that night.
Yeah, those gummies hit pretty hard.
Oh,
so
dude,
and the second night was bad for me because like I said, we took them, and then I anticipated walking to the stadium, and I was thinking, oh, by the time we get to the stadium, it'll be like mellow. And then that fucking guy in the shuttle picks us up, and we're there in 2 minutes, and we're around all these people. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die! Like the walls are closing in,
Too many people. God damn
yeah. Oh my god, there's a drug dog. Is he gonna smell the fact that I'm high? Oh my god. Oh, like that shit was fucking hard, man. Like
I bet.
I didn't calm down until we sat down. I was like, okay, it's all good.
The fact that we had to go through all those people, that's one thing I like about that's how I think now. Like if I'm going to a live event, I'm picking aisle seats. Fuck middle seats. I don't care about good seats. During Mania, I had a bar in most of my videos and pictures. I have the handlebar on me on the video. I was just like, oh, I could have just moved over, but it's still a pretty good view. I still see
and we couldn't get aisle seats because we waited a decent amount of time to buy them, and we wanted a similar section to you.
Yeah, next Royal Rumble, we're gonna get it. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, hopefully.
This is what I have.
Hope, but yeah, the Alamo Dome. I went there like probably 10 years ago for my cousin's football game. In that place, I don't know if they changed it since, but we'll see.
We'll see. Hey, you know what?
I heard the parking sucks too. So.
Oh, that's why we're gonna Uber. Just kidding. We're gonna do it like before. Just kidding. We're not.
Well,
I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm
as
not,
long as the Uber's not $150
I was about to say
to
I'm
get us
not.
back.
I'm not paying $100 for an Uber if I.
And then that poor Uber lady could not figure out where the fuck to go.
That's why.
And she was very, very nice,
She
but
was so nice, but goddamn, she missed our exit
Jesus,
3 times.
yeah,
All I had to tell
Yeah.
myself, man, just sleep, just take a nap.
yeah.
Just.
And I'm like, thanks, Rainier. Like now, because you're asleep, she's just gonna be talking to us the whole time. Like, thanks a lot. Selfish. But yeah, no, that. And then we had to wait like two hours, and then the Walmart wasn't open across the street.
That was so horseshit. When did Walmart stop being 24 hours, man? Walmart being
COVID.
Goddamn COVID ruining it.
But also too, I think that they may close that Walmart like when events end at AT&T to keep the riffraff from going in there. You know, because people get so wasted at football games and events like WrestleMania and go in there and cause a bunch of problems.
Fair.
So maybe that's what it is. But yeah,
it would have been cool.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, if there's a Walmart, please don't be close.
Right.
I want to walk around, man. I want to buy shit. Who knows? I might want to buy.
I want to buy a sandwich at 1 a.m.
Exactly, or buy a bag of chips or whatever time they decide to finish.
I want to buy a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's right. As long as we're there by before 1 a.m., we're good. We can buy liquor. It's Texas. Apparently, our time doesn't expire until 1 a.m. Sunday morning.
Really?
Yeah, that's a rule.
Shit, I thought it was 9 p.m.
No, everyone else is 9. Oh, hard liquor, yes, 9 p.m. is done. But most states, you can't buy beer past 12. But
right.
Texas, you
can't buy weed, but you can buy alcohol wherever you want.
You can. Well, technically, Delta 8s are everywhere now.
Well, yeah, but
it's literally weed zero, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it works.
In Texas, you get an extra hour just to buy wine or beer, cheap wine or delicious beer.
Yeah. On our next episode, we're going to talk politics.
Oh no! Not my forte right there. But yeah.
No.
Oh, dude. Speaking of which, hold up.
Breathe.
No! You can't tell me what to do. Not anymore. If I die, I'll die. If I die, you know what happens.
Yeah, right.
We have video evidence.
And I have your address. I'll call 911 and have them come to you.
You just see me.
Hello.
Knock
knock.
Hey, are we still recording? Are you there? Hey, you forgot to turn off the. Okay, I'm going. Bye.
Time of death 8/19 on September 21st.
What was the cause? He didn't breathe.
Yeah.
It was his fault. He just didn't fall.
He just started coughing and
I told him to
slumped
breathe.
over.
He
didn't listen. His last words were, "I will not listen to you. I'm not going to breathe."
You can't tell me what to do. Verbatim.
Yeah.
If you want proof,
we have video proof.
Yeah. If you want proof,
I didn't do anything.
We were recording. I didn't use mumbo jumbo through the internet to kill him. No. He just dies on his own.
He killed himself
by accident. Oh wait. Unalive, you mean? YouTube is not.
Yeah, he unalived himself.
YouTube's not gonna see this. It's okay. But anyway, what else? Oh, I need water. But what else is there to talk about? We talked about the takeover. We talked about potential return of Bray Wyatt. Oh, I have a question. How did you feel when you found out Braun Strowman was coming back to WWE?
Excited.
I was surprised. I was like, wow.
I wasn't surprised. I figured that, he hasn't wrestled in any other company besides WWE, right? Like,
yeah.
He control your narrative.
I was about to say,
I'm talking about...
like a full match.
Let me finish.
No! Yeah, anyway.
No, before, he was trained, brought up in the WWE world, right? So seeing that and thinking I knew he would be back. And also when Vince released him, it made no sense. Like he was the one
Budget
that just
cuts.
made zero sense, like in reality. I mean, why would you release a monster that you created?
Not only
Like,
that, went really over. Had a really
yeah,
good Mania match. I
yeah.
think,
So
yeah,
why?
yeah, that was weird.
And then, he went to control your narrative, and I thought, okay, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to create his new like a twist on his gimmick, right? Like the Titan, where he's gonna learn a hold and come back, as Mr. JR always says. And I figured he would come back. Now that he's come back though, what is he gonna do?
Yeah, he's been just
You know?
like floating between shows or the
And
first
just
weekend.
going out and like kicking the shit out of the Alpha Academy,
I feel
and power bombing Otis.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm kind of excited for that, but only to the fact that hey, keep using that power bomb. It fits him so well, rather than the
Right.
running power slam. Oh, I hated that.
Which he looks like he's using both now.
Oh, yeah,
So,
I'm fine. I'm fine using both, but use the power bomb. I actually gave him the jackhammer, or what was
the
Nash's
jackknife.
jackknife? Thank you.
Jackknife.
Give the
He
jackknife
basically
to him.
does it the same way
Yeah,
that Kevin Nash does it.
It did look like what he does. Flip
Yeah.
and then just straight up down. Yeah.
The one thing I thought was pretty cool too is that when he came back, when he came out, you could see on his face the emotion. Like he didn't have that whole asshole like I'm gonna kill you look. Like he looked like he was holding back tears when he came out.
Oh, dude, that
And it
was
wasn't
just,
until he got to the ring where he finally got into character. It was similar to, I guess, when Cody returned, how like he even says that until his pyro went off, he wasn't even like he was just there, He wasn't even himself. And that's a cool thing when you can see how much it means to the person. It makes you like them more,
yeah.
because it shows that they give a
They're
shit,
dedicated.
and
Yeah,
a lot of
dedicated.
guys don't give a shit, they're just there for the paycheck and to go home, so
Roman, just kidding. He's
well,
probably
no, he gives a shit.
Yeah, he
I know
gives
he
a
gives
shit,
a
of
shit.
course. Dude, every time I see him in interviews, he's very passionate. Even though he's
Oh
like,
yeah, and he's such a cool dude too. Like he looks like he would be so fun to sit down and have a conversation with and just fuck with and banter.
dude,
Like
I
he
watched.
would he
Oh, my bad. Go on.
like you watched Impulsive with him.
Yeah. I was about to say
Yeah.
that. I watch Impulsive, and he
He's
was
so
just like,
funny.
oh, he's just like a very chill dude. Of course, he'll
Mm-hmm.
get into character because Logan Paul will be like poking the tribal chief in
Poking
there.
the bear.
But
Yeah.
and in and out, like in the ring, I'm the tribal chief. At the house,
Yeah, but even the tribal
like,
chief
that's
is kind of a cool thing, right? Like
yeah, like
I'd
he's
hang out with the tribal chief.
hey dude, don't super much don't spear me, don't use the Usos, don't throw the Usos on me. I'm good. I'm chill.
I can take Sammy, but
I guess Sammy is the closest thing to the person I can beat up, but he'll probably beat me up. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'll acknowledge. Acknowledge.
absolutely.
Um,
But yeah, no, with Braun, I was definitely happy to see him back, and I was happy to hear that he was coming back. I just wish they could have kept it a secret.
dude,
You know, and then-
yes, they announced it, which is real. I
But-
found it really weird though.
Well, but the thing is, though, is that maybe they did it on purpose to
It-
maybe pop a bit of a rating because they had been
Yeah.
bringing people back without telling people. Bailey and them came back at
Oh,
SummerSlam. Nobody had an
yeah.
idea that was coming. When Karrion Kross came back, nobody had an idea that was coming. So, maybe they did it on purpose to get a little bit of a ratings boost.
All right.
But then people are like, "Oh, he buried the whole tag team in one night,"
No, he
and it's
didn't.
like he didn't bury the fucking tag team division. Are
The
you
tag
kidding
team is
me?
as
Like,
strong as
come
ever.
on. Yeah, like give me
No,
a fucking break.
I was upset because it was like a fatal 4-way
Fatal 4-way.
tag, right? And it came up into a no finish because of Braun.
Mhm.
And I mean, other than that, that was the only thing I was really upset. It was a great tag match that got interrupted, and then we got another tag match what was it?
last Friday.
Night. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
great.
and that made up for it.
Hmm,
Yeah.
I agree. But
It was a little rushed at the end because they were trying to make time, I think,
oh
but
yeah,
it was very,
they
very
were
good. Very good.
behind. But for
And I'm
sure,
glad that the New Day didn't win because
yeah.
the Usos versus the New Day is played out.
I heard it was supposed to be the Viking Raiders, but Eric got injured, got a foot
Oh.
injury, and he was out for indefinitely. So a lot of people were sad or upset that the New Day was there, but they were mad at first, but they became upset that they were there, but glad that they didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was I was upset Hit Row was on the match because that was such a random pick, I guess, to throw in.
What do you think about Hit Row?
I do. Every time they come on, I don't watch because I'm always doing something. And of course, like I said earlier, SmackDown, I'm always either out
Out and
or
about.
doing something. So every time I get on SmackDown, that's what it's already like halfway through the show, or the match is ending, and then commercial hits, and the next thing you know, it's done. And I'm just like,
Right.
I can't do. I mean, all I heard is that everyone's no one's liking them at the moment, even their faces. They're saying they're
much.
green. They're too green.
They're very green, and they don't have their boy Swerve with them.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. During the tag match last Friday, I did see a little bit of Hit Row action, and let me tell you, Top Dollar,
Sucks.
he needs work. But if Angelo Dawkins is so much better though. But yeah, Top Dollar needs work.
Well, and what I've heard, Top Dollar's a fucking dick too. From what I've heard, like nobody backstage liked him, and the only person that he didn't have heat with was Triple H.
Yeah.
But I mean, rumors are rumors, I guess. So, but he just comes off like a douche.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say he's a douche. I don't care.
Well, at least, and apparently BFAB is too green in the ring. But yeah, everyone just.
But she's okay on the mic. I mean,
yeah, just put her. Not every female, in my opinion, deserves to wrestle.
right. I mean, you got Scarlett, which Scarlett's damn good in the ring, but she doesn't really wrestle. You know, she's just the eye candy.
She popped her boobie one time.
Mm-hmm.
During a dark match.
I think it was a dark match. I remember hearing it on the interview that they did with Renee.
She popped
Young.
her left boob. Her implant popped. I found
That's
that
why
hilarious,
Charlotte
but
That's why Charlotte dropped down on the cup size. It was the same reason. Her boobs kept popping.
Damn.
It was sad.
All right. Speaking of Charlotte, when is she coming back? Do you think?
Not
Do you think
as soon as she can. I want her back. She it just doesn't feel the same without her. You know.
Do you think they're gonna drop the title to Ronda just for Charlotte to challenge her?
I hope so because Liv Morgan as a champion has been an utter joke.
Yeah, I mean,
so
she's improving. But
yeah, but you don't give a champ a belt to improve, right? Like they should have put her in a better position and not win the belt and let her go through this, improving, and then give her the belt.
But she's trying. Right? She's been on that for the past year, though.
No, she hasn't. She never. What I'm saying is like, okay, so she was kind of like a jobber woman for a while there. Nobody gave a shit about Liv. Then you bring her into the mid-card scene, like maybe give her a title match that she loses, right? Keep giving her TV time so she can improve, and then give her the title so that when she gets the title, she's not as green with it. You know, when you have a champion like Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Bailey, all those people, you believe, okay, at any time they can win a match. Mm-hmm. They've made Liv look like she's not going to win. She can't beat Ronda Rousey unless something happens. She can't beat. She shouldn't have beaten Shayna Baszler. You know, it's not believable.
Yeah, that one. I thought that was gonna be Triple H saying, "Yes, my girl Shayna is getting a belt."
The only problem with Shayna is she sounds like a prepubescent boy. So, like, she sounds like a teenage boy. Yeah. And maybe that's a problem. And her mic skills are terrible, too. But the one thing...
It could work, but And she definitely needs work on those.
But yeah, Liv needs the title taken off of her, and I think Ronda, since she ditched the whole over the top baby face, has been okay.
Yeah.
And I loved the Adam Pearce segment with Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah, when
where he snapped. That shit was. Does anybody ask me about my kids, how they're doing? How's your days? Hell no! Like, that fucking guy.
Dude, he went
The
off.
people don't realize how good of a performer Adam Pearce is. Like, that guy won the NWA heavyweight title multiple times. You know, he can go, and I really loved that.
I remember when I first got back into WWE, I was like, "Who's that Adam Pearce?" Everyone knows him, but except me. But his face looks familiar.
Right.
I was like, NWA. I don't know. I don't really. I never seen anything NWA, so I didn't. I wouldn't know. And then after that, I was just like, this man is good. I mean,
I think that he played the authority figure well too. You know,
I've always preferred him over Sonya. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Sonya was in my opinion, there was a time there where they would switch characters left and right, but at the same time, Sonya just went on. Like, I don't know what happened between her and what's her face, Naomi. There we go. It took me forever. I don't know why she was so upset about Naomi, but now I found that hilarious as well. Now she's just in and out of the company.
Yeah, and I've never been a fan of Sonya Deville either. I think that she's kind of ran her course a little bit with WWE, mid across the board. You know, like.
I mean, I didn't really see her. I know she was like a former MMA as well. Ish. No, not really. Ish.
Very ish. More like she was trained as an MMA. Like she took MMA training.
Okay.
You know, and then, but she's not like Ronda Rousey, you know, where she
or
fought UFC champion or Shayna Baszler or Marina Shafir, shit like that, you know. So, but I don't know. I just never liked her. I don't know. I remember when she was on Tough Enough and she got sent home. Like she was like the first one sent home that season, and then they for some reason gave her a contract. So you know, it's just.
What was her nickname? The Pride. What was it?
The Pride Warrior or something like that.
Yeah, something the Proud Warrior or something like that because she's lesbian.
Yeah, because she's a lesbian.
That's cool, but I mean, I don't know anything about Sonya other than the time she gets mad at Bianca. And wants a title shot for the second time.
Yeah, and that's another thing too is that I think they need to to me, Bianca's becoming a little stale because she just comes out every week, says the same shit, you know. And then I honestly think that they planned for Sasha and Naomi to come back because their little tag team with Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa makes no sense whatsoever, right? So I personally think that Sasha and Naomi were supposed to come back at some time, or they thought that they were, and they were going to pair them with Bianca to go against Damage Control.
Yeah.
And then something happened where, you know, they still don't want to come back, which I could care less.
I heard that Sasha had a very busy schedule. Hold up.
Yeah, she had like New York Fashion Week this last week.
Yeah, with Naomi. Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's falling. What do you think about man, I had it and I was like, man, that would be a great idea. Oh, Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. I think
it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's Saudi Arabia
because
they always want.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares that the title's not going to get taken off of Roman.
Oh no.
And also, too, you're not ruining a Braun or a Karrion Kross or something like that. Logan Paul loses. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he loses. Who cares?
He's a performer.
You know, but then it's like, what if he actually wins? What if he actually wins? Then what? Then it's like, okay, no. Then I would be pissed.
Yeah.
But he also brings in, you know, outside people that aren't really big into WWE.
Yeah, non-wrestling fans get to see.
Right.
Logan
just like they
Paul
did with boxing.
It's funny because apparently Logan has another boxing match on December, and I was just so surprised that he was willing to to wrestle a month before the boxing match, unless that boxing match got canceled. I don't know. I
He
just thought
may
it
he may not
was.
care, or he may look at it as training for the boxing, and if he gets hurt, he gets hurt.
That's true.
I mean,
Oh, plus
he's got enough money.
if he's hurt, he has like a reason to like he has an excuse if he loses. Oh, I was injured from my wrestling
And then
match.
apparently his brother's might be in Saudi Arabia too, which
I hope. Oh, my bad. My pet's eating up my.
I don't want to see his brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would rather watch Logan over Jake for sure.
Yeah, no, and
Like,
I don't like either of them, but Logan's grown on me a little bit with his how much he's put into work, and he's
yeah.
pretty damn good in the ring.
Yeah. He has that. He calmed down a bit. Jake is still up there.
Douchebag central.
Yeah. Logan learned. Logan learned his lesson. I mean, sure he can still come off as a dick, but he's trying to be better, I guess. But
Which is probably why he wants to be a babyface. But see, that's another thing too. Are people actually? I mean, it's Saudi Arabia, so maybe they will. But are people actually going to cheer his ass, or are they going to cheer Roman and boo him, boo Logan?
I mean, Logan,
which one's it going to be?
it depends on the crowd. I mean, it totally depends on the crowd. If they're like, bringing in Logan Paul fans, of course they will cheer for Logan Paul. You know?
Right.
And then they will see Roman and hey, that's the bad guy he's facing. Boo. Obvious. But who knows? At this point, there could be less Logan Paul fans in the crowd in Saudi, and he eventually gets booed. I mean, he got cheered a little bit against the Miz, I guess.
Yeah, but at WrestleMania, he got
God.
booed out of the fucking building, dude. And then everybody cheered the Miz when he turned on him.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that's one thing that I noticed is if you watch the broadcast over, they muted the crowd when the Miz turned on him.
Oh,
because we were there and everybody was cheering.
Oh,
there was
dude.
nobody that was booing.
Yeah.
And when you watch it on Peacock, it's like quiet. Like you can hear little bit of cheers, but no boos or no cheers, no boos, just very faint crowd noise. Because I know everybody was happy when the Miz turned on his ass.
Yeah,
so
dude, when he did the little shimmy at the top rope or middle rope, oh man, that was everyone was like,
oh, and the Three Amigos,
and everyone hated it. Like, but okay, here's my question: who got the bigger heat, him on Mania or Dom this past Monday? I don't know. Dom got a massive heat on him right now.
Yeah, he's
I mean, he needs work, but that has to be the biggest reaction.
A lot of work.
That is the.
There are so many guys. Here's what I'm not going to answer that question because I think it's kind of hard to. But I'm going to go on to talk about Dom, and there's so many people in NXT. Your camera's fucked up again.
I'm blurry again. I'm use your glasses, man.
You look like a Minecraft character now. But yeah, I'll just continue.
Yeah.
With Dom, there's so many people in NXT that are way better off than he is. And he just basically has gotten his spot because he's a Mysterio. It's kind of shitty. And I think that he's kind of akin to Sammy Guevara, where people just want him to go away. People don't like to hate him. They just want his ass to go away.
And now that he's a heel, they have a bigger reason.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with waiting to see how the heel thing goes. Like, I'm not gonna say it's failed experiment or some shit, but
it's an experiment for sure.
It's an experiment,
because face is not getting over. Heel, man, Rhea, Finn, and Damien have a lot of work.
But he's also going to have to learn how to say more than 5 words. He's going to have to speak and learn how to rile up the crowd and make them do what he wants. He's got to learn that.
Yeah,
and
I'm hoping those 3 can teach him that.
Yeah, but the only one that's all those people though suck on the mic. So Rhea Ripley's not that great on the mic. Okay, she's okay, but okay. She's not Charlotte or Bailey. Finn, not a good promo, and Damian Priest, hell no, terrible promo.
He tries.
He does the fake voice though. Oh,
Rise!
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, your throat must to be killing you after every single Monday night. So he's going to have to work, and maybe he can work it out, but he just looks like a waiter at Olive Garden, or Chili's,
The black
Can I
suit.
take your order? Yeah.
Anyway.
What would you like to drink? Would you like a margarita? That's what he sounds like. And I also thought too, it would have been really cool if they would have swerved us and just have Ray turn heel, like rip the mask off and just beat the shit out of his son, and then Ray turns heel, and we get to see him maskless like it was in WCW, and we get to see him heel
Versus
which he's never,
face Edge. Oh,
yeah, that would be kind of cool. And it would have been a swerve.
Mm-hmm. Everyone was just everyone's just looking forward for Mysterio to turn. But yeah, also going back to the Logan Paul stuff, I like that they had the whole fucking press conference, making it look like a legit ass fight. I was like,
yeah.
For me, I mean, wrestling is not fake, but seeing that, I was like, God damn, this makes me cringe. I mean, it looks cool. They said it.
Well, and the way they played the music when they would walk out, they played Triple H's music when he walked out, and they played Roman's music. Yeah.
It was weird hearing Triple H's voice like that, because I'm always used to his in-ring voice.
Time.
It's, I'm the game.
I'm to play the game.
But it was weird. But hey, I don't know what went through Logan's head when he said the line, "You may be the head of the table,
but I am the table." Yeah, right. Like, okay, dude. You're the fucking table, really?
I was like, what? And then, you know what? He caught it, and he also posted a picture of him as a table on Twitter. I was like, okay, at least he knows that what he said makes zero sense.
And then he said something else stupid too, because he said, WWE is a universe, but I want to turn it into a multiverse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, what, are we going to have Marvel characters or something popping up or something? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What I like about that is that he is a boxer, and he's bringing in all these people into the wrestling industry, hopefully.
But boxers have always been in the wrestling industry since Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya.
No, I mean, like, all those guys fans. Most fans are still like, yeah, wrestling's fake. But wait, did you see how good Logan Paul looks? Oh, how about this guy? You like how his style looks? Check out this guy. You don't know. We don't know. We're not.
What about Floyd Mayweather though? When he was going against the Big Show,
was he a face or was he a heel? No one knows. He was getting booed.
No one knows,
dude. I grew up remembering that shit. Everyone was cheering for him when he punched the Big Show. Mm-hmm. I watched
he
that
literally
match.
Broke his nose.
I watched that match again, the entire WrestleMania. Everyone was booing. I was like, whoa. I remember people were cheering Floyd, not booing him. Yeah. I was like, geez, This is nuts. This is great. But yeah. Like I said, I like the fact that Logan called out. I like the whole calling out Roman. It was like, oh, hey, I thought we're here to trash talk, but you have your mic piece here, yada yada yada. And
yeah, but another thing I didn't like either was like how right after if you watch the podcast, so right after Roman left is when he called him out basically, and it's like, you gotta be some kind of pussy. Like, why don't you call his ass out while he's in your podcast? Just be like, hey man, I brought you here to interview you, but also I want your titles. Just do that.
I honestly, when I first watched the podcast, I thought he was just making fun. I was like, you know how like some people, once the intimidating guy leaves the room, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be him. He ain't scaring me. I thought that was the whole shtick. That's why I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's
but you can tell the difference you could tell in his voice though. It was different. Yeah. Because if it was if he was like saying, oh, I could whoop his ass, like you would be able to hear the sarcasm.
Yeah.
But I knew when I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. And then the next day, oh, Roman Reigns and Logan Paul at Crown Jewel. It's like, really? Are you kidding me? And
that's my reaction to it. I was like, oh, woohoo.
But at the same time, it does probably bring more eyes to the product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's all.
Hey, if
That's all that
I'm
matters.
as long as I'm entertained,
And as long as somebody that like
do I really
Braun and
care?
Carry On doesn't lose, we're good.
Exactly. Why waste top talent on a title match? Well, other than Goldberg, no one else really loses the title. No one gains the title in a Saudi match. Everyone's still
Fucking
pissed.
Goldberg.
Everyone's pissed off.
And I guess they're saying too that they might have Lashley versus Goldberg for Crown Jewel or something like that.
I
I
hope.
saw that online on Reddit. I'm like,
Isn't Lashley a face?
yeah,
What are they gonna do? A face versus face? You nearly choked up my son again. I'm gonna kill you again.
right. Like
Oh,
I beat you the first time, but I'll beat you again.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if there's a rumor or what's going on, but MVP was spotted with Omos, of course, hanging out with Shelton, of course, as a factions, man. One factions they need to bring back
It's the Hurt Business.
the Hurt Business. I don't care if it's with Lashley or with Omos. Some sort of hurt business. Hey, you know what? Put Lashley with the Street Profits. That's a different hurt business. Omos with the same group of hurt business. Boom, still the hurt business. I don't know. I guess I just want that dominance once again. If SmackDown
But the thing
can do
is,
it, if SmackDown can do
yeah,
it, give something to Raw, man.
I don't think that they're gonna do Lashley in a faction because he's so over right now,
Oh yeah,
and
I agree.
the United States title is basically Raw's world title now.
Oh yeah,
They've elevated the shit out of it.
Seth
So
challenging for it, Ciampa, AJ, Miz, all of them.
yeah. So I could see maybe like Omos, Shelty B, and Cedric Alexander. That'd still be different, I mean, because
Shelton,
Lashley was the main guy in the Hurt Business, so
Yeah.
anything without him is going to feel a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But anyways, we are almost out of time. Any final thoughts in your head, good sir? Because I am.
I think we pretty much got everything out there.
We got everything.
I mean,
We rambled on. Geeks Rambling. Yeah, there we go. That's another name.
Geeks Rambling.
Geeks Rambling Podcast. I forget that was the name for a while. Yeah. So, a little recap. We'll talk about Roman versus Logan because I mentioned that. Because the last thing we talked about. Triple H's takeover. My camera blurring me out. I'm getting censored here. Braun's return, everyone's return, AEW drama, all the wrestling business shit that's going on right now. Biggest with the AEW scrum and the Crown Jewel event with Logan Paul's dilemma. Are they gonna waste a top talent on a possible, I wouldn't say squash, but a one-sided fight? Or would they just give it to someone who's there to get more eyes on the product, like you said?
Mm-hmm.
Can you be quiet, please?
Oh,
Sorry.
all good. It's all good. We're almost ending. Lost my train of thought.
No, you're just recapping everything we already talked about.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, so did I miss anything else, or pretty much got everything? I think.
I don't think so.
No. Oh yeah.
Everything that's important.
Yeah. We went on talking about WrestleMania once again because it's such, in my opinion, that it was fun. It was great. Definitely cannot wait for Royal Rumble. That is gonna be a big one as well. I'm excited for that.
Yes, it is. And Cody, if you're watching this, you better get your ass back to the Royal Rumble in San Antonio.
I'm hoping he does win Rumble. I won't be surprised.
You and me both.
I won't be surprised if it's an already established talent, like let's say AJ Styles, I would be like, okay, why him? You know, you have other talent that could benefit. I wouldn't be surprised for Cody. I would be surprised for everyone else that's like either upcoming or already like semi-established, but not like a veteran like AJ or Orton.
I mean, you could even see KO winning.
I'm fine.
I mean,
see, I would be fine.
That's where if Cody doesn't win, if KO wins, I'm happy. If anybody else wins, I'm pissed.
Fair, but for me, I would be surprised. I would expect them. But anyway, joining me tonight is your Texan Nightmare and your humbly cowboy burrito. I don't have my tortilla blanket today. Well, it's outside. I don't feel like bringing it in. But and that is the Geeks Rambling podcast. Hey, you know what? I'm doing a lot better now. You know, I don't go off segments for 2 hours. Anyway, are there any social media or places people can follow you on?
Yeah, everybody can follow me on at the Texan Nightmare on Instagram and Twitter.
All right, I'll put that on the description, and hopefully, future me, please remember to put the link or the
below right here.
Right,
because if you don't, we're gonna look stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I may be stupid, but I don't make my guests look stupid. Okay, I can make myself look stupid. But anyway,
no, you're not stupid.
Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you all whenever I decide to record again. This is a once in a lifetime because the wrestling world is so big right now. But anyway,
right?
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mr. Texan Nightmare, and see you.
Thank you for having me.
Next time. Bye bye.